Hello everyone. I thought I would make a video about the Musicom Lab new switcher, the Mark V, because there aren't many or any videos on this particular unit, and I've had it a few days, so I thought I'd make one. I was deciding to get a switcher for a little while, and I was researching and I was thinking about the Boss ES8, which has a lot of videos about it and a lot of information, but I decided to go with this one despite there not being much information about it because of the song list mode primarily, which means that I can make a bank of presets, save it as a song with the actual song title displayed on the LED screen, and then I can put them in any order. For the upcoming gig that I have, I can rearrange the order of the songs, and then I can move through those songs and have a whole bank of presets ready to go for my next song, and I can do that per gig. So I play in a rock cover band, and we've got a repertoire of over 100 songs. We play for 3 hours when we play, so that's a lot of songs. And then I also play in an original band, and we have a repertoire that gives us 45-minute sets that we do. And so I want to have all those songs basically ready to go with a whole heap of different presets. So I was looking for a switcher because there was just a couple of songs that I was doing, particularly with my original band, that required 2 different settings on the H9s to be changed simultaneously. And that was enough to make me start thinking about just maybe a Midi switcher. But then I started thinking about different outputs and stuff, and if I wanted to run stereo and all these types of things, and eventually I just ended up with this. So I've had it about 3 days now, so I thought I'd make a video. Now this is actually the second unit that I've had. The first unit that I got stopped functioning correctly after a couple of days. I made a short video of that. I'll put that in now. But I made that video to upload to Google Drive, and I sent that in an email to Hyungwoo in South Korea, and he was just fantastic with his customer support and stuff, and he got back to me, he checked the firmware, and he said, oh, it's definitely your unit, and he got in contact with the shop that I bought this unit from, and I returned it and got this one. And since I've had this one, it's only been 3 days, it's been fantastic, so easy to use. So I decided to go back, it sort of put me off a bit when the first one stopped working, obviously, because I spent a long time making presets, learning how to use it and stuff, and I mean, if that happened at a gig or something, it would be a nightmare. But he was so supportive and stuff that I just felt like continuing on and getting another one, and it's been so easy to use. So now that I recommend it, I think it's fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. I've decided to make a video of it so to help people out if they want to learn more about it, whatever. I don't know that much about it, but I'll try and show you what I know. So the first thing to mention is what I'm putting in the loops. There are 9 loops and a volume loop. And what's great about this is the volume loop comes between the overdrives, or the first 6 loops, and then the last 3, or the delay modulation, that kind of stuff. So I've got the compressor in loop 1, and then loops 2 and 3, the dual overdrive, and then loop 4, I've got the Caitlin Bread Dirty Little Secret Mark 1. Then loop 5, I've got a boost. Loop 6, I've got the graphic EQ, and then loop 7, nothing. Then there's the volume pedal, and then 8 and 9 are the 2 H9s, and so they're up here. So it's super simple to use, and that's what's best about it. So now I'm going to zoom in so we can have a look just specifically at this unit. Okay, it's super easy to make a preset on this thing. Basically, you just start off, we're in preset mode at the moment. Each of these switches has some letters and words written next to it, and they basically help you out with what's what. It's so easy to use. There's no small buttons or anything. You can just go straight in, use your feet to make presets and everything. So we're in bank 1, number 1 here, and if you want to just turn on some loops in this mode, you just hit the setup button, and then this shows we've already got my compressor on, loop 1. And then if we want something else, we've got the other switches here. We can just turn them on. Now I've got some heavier overdrive. I've got both sides of the dual overdrive in. And we can take them out again. And if we want to save that, so that's just the light overdrive now. We just hold down the setup button. And then it says storing. And then that's that preset done. We can move on to the next one. Now, let's say we want to do some MIDI stuff with the H9s. Okay, first thing to do, go into Stompbox mode and turn on the loops that you want. So let's say we want the compressor, and let's say we want to have a chorus on the H9. Okay, so then we've got to make sure that that loop's open, which is number 8. This is my first H9. And then we store that, hold that down, storing. And then we go into the sort of setup menu by holding this, and then all these switches flash, and they each have different words. So this one says order, this one says MIDI, this one says copy, titles, song set, and utility. Okay, so each one that you press, you can do different things. So what we're going to do is going to go to MIDI, because that's what we want. We want preset MIDI because we're changing a preset. Now, you come to this thing, and we've got bank 1, preset 2, program change 1. It's set for channel 1, so I've set my first H9 for channel 1 and my second H9 for channel 2, so that's simple enough. So program change 1 is about to happen on channel 1, and basically the only other thing we need to do is just use the red buttons to move around, and we go to the number here, and we just, I said we wanted a chorus. Now we just bank through here, and you can see, I'll just pan up a little bit so you can see my H9 changing as I do this. There's my chorus. It moves as I switch here. And probably, let's see if I can zoom out and get that. So I just change this number on the switcher until I come to my chorus. And so that's number 9, and so is this. So that is literally how easy it is. Then we just hit this button, store it, and then exit. So this has got exit next to it, so you just exit, and then we've got chorus. And let's say now we wanted something on the second H9, delay or something. Okay, so we go back into the MIDI mode. So this light's got MIDI written next to it. And then we want to change the preset MIDI. Now, program change 1 is already taken care of. That's for channel 1, and that's going to number 9. So now we want program change 2, we want a second thing to happen. So we do that by pressing this button here. That'll take us to program change 2, and you'll notice it automatically goes to channel 2. Something's going to happen on channel 2 now. And so then we move along to the number, and we move that up until we get a delay on the second H9. So you can just see, I can scroll through all my presets here. Okay, that says delay. Delay dots. Sweet. Okay, and then that's, what's that, number 10, and you'll see down here that's number 10. So as long as you know what number your presets are on your H9, you set all that up first. You come in here and you just set that for number 10, and then you hit store. This also says enter/store here. And once you've stored it, I'll store it again to make sure. You hit exit, exit, exit. Okay, and then we've got this now in our preset 2. But no, we don't, because we didn't do one thing, and that is go back to Stompbox mode and make sure that loop is open. See, that loop wasn't open. So that's the chorus H9. Now we've got this loop open, so now we're going to have delay. Okay, we've got everything we need. And then you just hold that down, and there's your preset. Okay, so it's really as simple as that. It is absolutely amazing. And at the moment there's like 60 banks of however many presets. There's tons that you can make, and you can have set lists up to 99 songs as well. So it's brilliant. Now let's have a look at another thing. Let's say we want to do a wah, something like that. Okay, let's go up to a bank where there isn't anything. Bank 7, number 4. Okay, preset 4. Now, first we go to Stompbox mode. I call it Stompbox mode, but that's where we just turn on our loop. So we want a compressor and a light overdrive. Okay, and we want one H9 to be a wah and another H9 to be a delay. Okay, that's what we want. So, and we just hold down this, that stores those loops in that preset. And now we need to change that Midi functionality. So, what am I pressing that for? So we go, hold this, go to Midi. There's Midi written against this light here. Preset Midi. Program change 1 on channel 1. Okay, now I've got to just find my wah on the H9, which is number, whoops, I've changed the program channel there. So move this one over to the number. It's on 40 at the moment. They roughly correspond on the bank and preset number that you're at. So my wah is 26, I think, no, 28. Okay, so let's change to the wah there on my H9. Okay, and then we just hit store, and that's done. Okay, now we need to do another program change. Program change 2 on channel 2. Again, go over to the number here, and we want that to be a delay. So again, we just look on this second H9 for a delay. I think that's got a tape delay, soft tape delay. Okay, so that's good. And then we store that. And once we've stored all of that, we just exit. And now we've got ourselves, using the expression pedal, a wah, and a delay. But if you're like me, you probably think I'd like to have my wah before the distortion. So this is how we change the order. We hold this button down, and we've been going here because that says Midi next to the light. This one here says order, so we just hit that. Okay, and then we can see we want loop 8, that's the H9 that's got the wah on it. We want that right back here before the overdrive. So we use these red buttons to move across. Grab number 8, that B is a buffer by the way, and then we just hit this blue button to go down, and we just move it down. Okay, we've got the compressor, then the wah, then the overdrive, and we just store that, and then exit out, and now the preset has that loop order. The other thing about this is where it's put the volume pedal. It's naturally places the volume pedal behind the overdrive loops and before the delay. So you get this kind of thing. You can fade in, and then pull it down. So you can fade it in, and then pull it down, and then the delays continue because where it's placed in the chain. But you can change that, as I showed you, you can change that by just hitting this order button, by holding that down and going to the order here, and you can change the V where that is. You can also do parallel stuff and all this other stuff, but for me, I'm taking this, as I mentioned earlier, the first one broke on me, so I'm keeping this as simple as I can for myself. This is the first switch I've ever had, and so what that means is that what I need to use, I will learn how to do, and when I need to do something else, I will learn how to do that. But until that time, I can make presets, and I've got a gig coming up in 2 weeks, so I'm going to set up my song list, and I'm sure that's easy to do because everything else has been very easy. So once that's done, I'll have a full list of songs for that night, and then I can rearrange those songs for the next gig we have if we do a different set order. So I'm super stoked with this. This is a Pedal Train 3, by the way, and so you can see how well it sits on here. It fits very easily, so it's a great size, and it's perfect for my amount of pedals. So if you have any other questions, you could write a comment or whatever. This is the first video I've ever put on YouTube, so I'm sure it sucks, but hopefully it gives you some indication of just how handy this little switcher can be. And if you're doing your research and trying to think about a switcher, I highly recommend this one because it's very simple, it's very small, but packs in everything that you want, which for me was the ability to change the pedal orders and the ability to name songs and put them in different set lists for every gig. Alright, well, thanks very much. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.